Welcome to ADVFN, your go-to platform for trading ideas and real-time market data. Today's video tour, we're going to give you a live demonstration of our options flow product. I'm going to show you some of the features and how you can practically use it to level up your own trading. So the idea behind options flow screener is that it looks at the entire options market and tries to filter out the noise to find the interesting trades in the market. The options flow is full of information if you can just parse through it and find the most important information. So our feed looks at the entire opera feed, and we've built in some quick filters here that get you right to what you're looking for, or we have some more advanced filters that you can put in more specific data if you want. I'm going to show you both. But let's think of a real-time example here. This is a live market. It's January 31st, 2025. I'm just going to use this as I would use it for myself and just show you, and let's see what happens if we can find something interesting today. So the market's quite bullish today. They've reported PCE today. Apple reported great earnings, and the market's up quite a bit today. So it's reflecting the green or positive options flow out there today. So let's try. As you can see, the options flow is quite active here this morning with everything going on, and even this is quite hard to follow or find anything useful. So what we want to do is start narrowing it down. So we're bullish. So let's say we're only interested in calls. So all we have here is calls now showing up on the screen. Let's now say that we're only interested in calls that people bought, so they paid the ask, so they're both bullish on the call and they're willing to pay the ask, so we've put a filter for bought. Now let's say that we want something really bullish. We want to find people that are super bullish in a particular equity, so we want them to be out of the money options only. So ITM means in the money, but we want out of the money because we're going to go for the extra degenerate bet here. So we filter for just out of the money. So what that means is right now the price of is an example. The price of Nvidia is 126.68. The strike on the option on that option being bought is 130. So the strike of the option is farther out than the current price. So this is now showing us people that are betting on that. So but I really want to see, let's try to find some unusual volume, something that maybe speaks to us and tells us something is going on besides just general market bullishness. So what we're seeing right here is the Magnificent Seven, which is dominating today. So Nvidia, Microsoft, Meta, that whole gang, Apple. But let's try to filter down and find something a little bit more interesting. So volume over open interest is a filter that only shows trades that have a higher volume than the open interest. So open interest is calculated once a day before the market opens. It shows the open contracts for that particular strike and date. So what volume does is it shows you how many have traded today. So it can be interesting or worth attention if there's more volume today than there is open interest, because that shows a sudden increase in interest in that contract. So now we've got bullish calls out of the money, volume higher than open interest. So these are sort of the most interesting things out there right now. So you can see that there's now some different symbols besides the Mag 7 showing up. But let's go a little further. Let's say we only want to see people that have bet $1 million on a particular option trade, which is a lot. So now we're filtering down for premium of $1 million. So these are people that have, on a single trade, have bet $1 million on the particular contract that they're buying. So here's one. This is a AI health company that was popular this week because Nancy Pelosi disclosed that she had taken a position in it. So this one's actually been in the flow for a few days now, but it's continuing. In this case, somebody's bet $1 million that TEM is going to be at least $11 higher than 70 by July 18th this year. The current price is 60, so that would be a significant move. So they're predicting quite a big move in 6 months. and this is again qualifies as one of ours that the volume is higher than the open interest. So that would be an interesting. If I didn't already know the reason for this, what I would do is I'd click here and then open the quote page. I would go read the news, maybe read the discussion forums that are being talked about on ADVFN, see what people are saying about it. Maybe in the live chat somebody's talking about it, and I would just start a research process. Merck, this is a pharmaceutical company. This one's not interesting at all actually, because the current price of Merck is $99.91, and these folks have bought $100 calls, so it's just barely out of the money. Let's see if there's anything else interesting on here worth looking into. There were $1 million trades yesterday. If you notice here, there were $1 million trades yesterday for Nvidia, which are now all doing well today because Nvidia is up quite a bit, over 1% last I checked. So everybody here's doing well today. The volume here showed more volume than the open interest. Yeah, Nvidia was just wildly bullish yesterday. So yeah, good job to those guys. And you could have spotted this yesterday if we'd have had the flow. If we'd have been doing this video yesterday, you could have spotted this in the flow. Another filter that is not fully understood by everybody, but I think is quite important, is single leg versus multi-leg. So single leg is people taking one-way bets, so they're not even hedging. Frequently, when people implement option strategy, they will do a single leg or a multi-leg. Multi-leg is where they're hedging and entering both a put and a call position at the same time to protect both sides. They could be bullish or they could be bearish, but they're entering a multi-leg, so they're protected no matter what happens. They're looking for the action in the middle. Single leg is people that are real confident in what they're doing. So let's filter it down to just single leg and see what this looks like. Well, not surprising, our TEM trade. So these folks are riding with Nancy Pelosi on this one. So let's now, we're filtered down to $1 million, which there's, you start getting limited. But I mean, there's people betting $5 million here on Nvidia. We don't need to look into this. We know why Nvidia is bullish. But let's try to filter. Let's show a few more parts of the options flow here. So let's say that we wanted to get rid of the $1 million filter, but we wanted to filter out ETFs, indices, and ADRs. We're only interested in stocks, so we can apply that filter. We want at least 30 days to expiration. We don't want any really short-term, one-day out type stuff. We don't want $1 million, but let's say we want to have $100,000 in premium. So we do that, and then the rest of it I'm fine with. But let's see how this changes. Right, so let's scroll down now. Really, the most interesting thing to me personally is volume over open interest. So yeah, here's an interesting one right here. So NTNX, I have no idea what this company is, but I'm interested because the people here have bet $500,000. They've bought a particular strike and date that didn't have much interest, and the volume today on it's 5 times that open interest. So somebody's very interested in NTNX in the next 3 months. Well, 2 months actually, 3 months. And current price is 69. The strike is 75. So they're quite bullish here, and we should definitely go take a look at this one. Again, I won't do it on this video, but you would click the quote here and then start a journey of reading the news, go to the website, see what's coming up. There's going to be some event or something that people are expecting to happen. Let's see if there's anything else here that jumps out at me. QSI, another one I don't know. Another one here, a lot of volume versus open interest. They've got 49 days left on the contract for March. This one's got they're betting that the price is going to be at least 20% higher than where it is right now, even more, about almost 30%. So that one's very interesting. I'll go check that one out myself later. Yeah, so that's the idea. So you're looking for the options flow to send you a signal at size for equities that have something going on. DVA seems to be popping up here in the last few minutes with significantly higher volume than open interest. So yeah, Already have some stuff I need to go check out here. But that was by using the more advanced filters here to put different criteria than just a million. As well, we have alerts. So if you set up these filters, and then you can turn on alerts, and then anything that matches your filter as these rows come in, it'll send you a notification to let you know that something new is worth looking at. Because if you get down to very specific filters, you can end up with just a few things triggering, which is quite good and helpful, so that it gets your attention when you need it to. And there's other filters here. There's sweeps that you can click, and leaps. Leaps are contracts much farther out in time, but for the more speculative investor really looking at options flow, what I've just demonstrated here is practical application of it. I want to show you a couple of these are real examples from my own trading. At the bottom of the options flow, there's a FAQ that says, how do I use options flow? You can click this and it gives you a really nice document, if I do say so myself, explaining a lot of what I've talked about here on the video. But let's just skip down to the section where it gives a few examples, and you can see how this actually played out in reality. So in the case of Rivian, a lot of options flow was showing up at the end of June in 2023. I spotted that people were buying August 20 calls for under $1, and again, the price here was around $15, so that was super interesting to me. I managed to take the trade right here on the chart, and you can see what happened. That went very well. Datadog, similar. There was trades started showing up July 7th, which was right in this range right here. The volume was 3 times the open interest, similar to some of those trades that I just demonstrated a few minutes ago. And you can see how this went as well. And again, it was just a few days before it really started taking off. It showed up in the flow. And this is one of the very rare trades, but one of the best ones that you can find, and sort of what options flow is famous for, is BBIO is a biotech, and what showed up in the flow just before the close of the day on July 14th, 20 minutes left on the clock, was quite a bit of flow coming in. A single trade for 300,000, 1 week out and out of the money. So I took the trade because I didn't even have time to really research it, but it was so out of the ordinary for this particular stock, and it showed up on flow, so I just went for it. On Monday, they made an announcement about a positive drug trial news. Calls went up 5 times. It was one of my best trades. As they say in the options market, somebody always knows, and that was the case here. And this is really what you're looking for in the options flow. It does take work. It does take effort to figure out why. You have to build your own narrative as to why somebody's betting $5 million or $300,000 right before the close. So it is a challenge, but it also can be rewarding when you get it right. I would suggest practice trading using our options flow and get a sense of it before you actually do any real trading, because options are high risk, but once you get the hang of it and you get the idea of what you're looking for, I think it'll level up your trading.